Okay, so let us start now next lecture of environment science, and you are watching the GATE selection module for environment science. You know, civil engineering students can write this paper with the GATE environment science. Last year it was introduced in 2021 by IIT Bombay, and then this year we saw that many students got selected in prestigious courses through environment science score. And as I told you that you should apply one of the paper as environment science if you're in final year, civil engineering and environment science. And if you're in third year, just write with environment science this year and make sure you get 750 plus, so that you get interview calls from majority of management courses in NITIE and in IEOR Bombay, Department of Management, IIT Madras. So if you ensure a good GATE score, then you get calls from these particular departments. Now, in this lecture, what we are doing is we are coming out with the good questions for your practice, so that you should get an idea what kind of questions can be asked in environment science. So my domain is section 8 and section 9 of the syllabus of environment science, that is their syllabus of GATE paper. So this is the domain which I have already covered. I think last time we discussed about this, and then this particular part is covered. So slowly we are going to cover all this particular part, and this is simple, not difficult, but simple. But yes, at the same time, you need to have some practice of these topics to answer the questions in the GATE. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, I'm going to push forward sustainable development goal. That is a 17 goal United Nations came out. Earlier their name was Millennium Development Goal, and then it was called Sustainable Development Goal in 2015, and 2000 से 2015 तक Millennium Development Goal था. 2015 से 2030 Mission 2030 United Nations का sustainable development goals are to be completed. 17 goals are there. Now, what is India doing? What is NITIE Aayog doing in sustainable development goals, and little bit some more information related to that. So that topic I'm going to do today. Let's see whether you can answer these questions. Keep writing in a copy if you mark the answers correctly, and then we discuss at the end. So which of the following is not a challenge in meeting SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, in India? Because as per SDG, these 17 goals are to be basically met. These goals are to be accomplished by all countries of United Nations. So which of the following is not the challenge in India? Measurement of progress, monitoring the implementation of sustainable development goals, financing of the sustainable development goal, how to achieve it, and defining sustainable development goal. So which of these four do you think is not one of the challenge, is not the challenge of sustainable development goal? Okay, try to answer this question. I go next now. Which of the bodies is mainly responsible for monitoring the implementation of sustainable development goal? So which body is mainly responsible for this? Prime Minister Office, NITIE Aayog, Planning Commission, Ministry of Statistics, and Program Implementation. So which body is mainly responsible for monitoring the implementation? Not implementation, but monitoring the implementation. Okay, let's go for third question. Which of the following is the flagship program of Government of India for implementing sustainable development goal? Swachh Bharat Mission, Skill India, Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So कौन सा फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का जो सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स को अकॉम्प्लिश करने की डायरेक्शन में वर्क करता है? You know, when this government came in 2014, BJP government came with Narendra Modi ji Prime Minister. So when this government came, then the first flagship program was Swachh Bharat Mission. They came out with the Swachh Bharat Mission, and ये सारे के सारे Skill India, Make in India, आत्मनिर्भर भारत ड्यूरिंग कोविड गवर्नमेंट लेके आई. तो क्या ये सारे के सारे सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल में इंप्लीमेंटेशन में हेल्प करेंगे? क्या कौन सा हेल्प करेगा? Which of the following bodies engaged in building the key indicators for monitoring the implementation of sustainable development goal? तो हम किस पैरामीटर्स पे, कौन से पैरामीटर्स पे, कौन से ऐसे इंडिकेटर हैं जिन पे हम ये देख सकते हैं whether we are meeting sustainable development goal or not? Which are those parameters? Which are those indicators? ये कौन बनाता है इंडिया में? इन इंडिकेटर्स को इंडिया में कौन बनाता है? मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस बनाती है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स एंड प्रोग्राम इंप्लीमेंटेशन बनाता है, नीति आयोग बनाता है, और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट बनाता है. तो विच मिनिस्ट्री, विच बॉडी एक्चुअली makes these indicators? That is a question. Next is, which of the following are main causes of environmental degradation in India? इंडिया के अंदर एनवायरमेंट डिग्रेडेशन हो क्यों रहा है? व्हाट आर द मेन पैरामीटर्स फॉर दैट? रैपिड ग्रोथ ऑफ पॉपुलेशन है, या अर्बनाइजेशन है, या इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन है, या पॉवर्टी है? सो कौन सा मेन कॉज है आपका एनवायरमेंटल डिग्रेडेशन का इंडिया के अंदर? सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द मेन कॉज ऑफ एनवायरमेंटल डिग्रेडेशन? ओके, नेक्स्ट इज sustainable development sustainable development as a term. What do you mean by sustainable development? Sir, sustainable development is that development in which you get something in this generation without compromising what next generation can get, something like that. वो definition किसने दिया था? क्योटो प्रोटोकॉल में आया था, यूनाइटेड नेशन एनवायरनमेंट प्रोग्राम में आया था, ब्रुंडलैंड कमीशन में दिया था, या इनमें से किसी ने भी नहीं दिया था? So what do you think is the answer for that? सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स कब अडॉप्ट किए गए थे? विच ईयर डू यू थिंक दीज वर अडॉप्टेड? व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द आंसर फॉर दैट? हाउ मेनी सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स आर देयर? व्हाट डू यू थिंक हाउ मेनी सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स आर देयर? ओके, अर्लियर नेम ऑफ सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल क्या है? अर्लियर नेम ऑफ सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल, इनका अर्लियर नेम क्या था? यूनाइटेड नेशन एजेंडा टू कंप्लीट सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट इज बाय विच ईयर? सो बाय विच ईयर यूनाइटेड नेशन वांट्स टू कंप्लीट सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल? कब तक उनको कंप्लीट करना चाहता है? ओके, नाउ ऑल दीज क्वेश्चंस आई एम वेरी श्योर वी कैन आंसर. आई विल कम बैक टू दैट, बट फर्स्ट लिटिल बिट थ्योरी. सो व्हाट इज द थ्योरी बिहाइंड ऑल दिस? सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट and environmental issues in India. Economic development in any country should not be at the cost of environmental degradation. So if somebody asks you economic development and जो environment है, are they reverse to each other? I mean, as the economic development will be there, environment pollution होता जाएगा. To some extent, answer is yes, but it should not be. Sustainable development is that economic development in which environment is not degraded. That basically development is called sustainable development. Meaning क्या है environment का? Environment means the natural setting in which we live. You know, it can be biotic and abiotic. You know what is biotic? Living components, plants, animal, birds, उसको biotic बोलते हैं. And abiotic क्या होता है? जिसके अंदर बाकी चीज होती है, land, air, water. So biotic and abiotic को मिला के हमारा natural setting बनता है. That is called environment for us. So the four major functions served by environment are, this is very, very important thing. Somebody asks you what is the main role environment plays? Answer is gives us resources. One, which resources? Clean water, forest, all these natural resources are given to us by environment. Sustenance of life. Oxygen is there, water is there, we can survive. So life चले ये environment ensure करवाता है. Providing aesthetics value. You know, whenever you go to some hill area, you find, oh, it's so beautiful. Nature is very beautiful. So that aesthetic thing is provided by nature only. You go to very crowded city, you get the feeling, oh, it is not good. So that feel good factor comes from environment. And then assimilation of the waste. जो हमने waste generate करते हैं by consuming the things, उनको assimilate करना. So environment takes care of all these things. So human being को एक अच्छा स्टे प्रोवाइड करना, रिसोर्स प्रोवाइड करना, एंड उसने जो वेस्ट प्रोड्यूस किया उस वेस्ट को भी टेक केयर करना. दैट इज व्हाट एनवायरनमेंट डज. बट ओवर एक्सप्लॉइटेशन ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट इज नॉट गुड, एंड दैट इज अ रीजन एनवायरमेंटल डिग्रेडेशन गोज ऑन. सो व्हाट आर द एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज इन इंडिया? You know, the factors like rapid growth of population in India. We know Indian population second largest and we can exceed China. अर्बनाइजेशन, रूरल से अर्बन की तरफ इंडिया जा रहा है. इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन एंड पॉवर्टी. पॉवर्टी कैसे एनवायरनमेंट को डिग्रेड कर सकती है? लेट मी गिव यू एग्जांपल. यू नो, इफ द पर्सन इज पुअर, ही कैन नॉट अफोर्ड एलपीजी सिलेंडर, एंड देन फॉर कुकिंग ही विल बर्न द वुड एंड बर्निंग विल नॉट बी एफिशिएंट. एंड बिकॉज बर्निंग विल नॉट बी एफिशिएंट, सो वो आपका जो है एनवायरनमेंट पोल्यूट होगा. सो यू सी, इफ यू हैव रिसोर्सेज, यू basically do not inefficiently utilize those resources sometimes. So that poverty is also one of the reasons for that. Some of the severe environmental issues prevailing in India are, air quality index, environmental degradation, loss of biodiversity, urbanization in Himalayas, loss of resilience in ecosystem, lack of waste management, depletion of the resources, and growing water scarcity. So you need to remember these, remember these points that ये इंडिया के अंदर environmental degradation से related है. Okay, government has taken some initiative to tackle environmental degradation. So what government is doing in India to basically reverse this phenomena of environmental degradation? So every citizen, every government should do something to protect the environment. What government is doing? Swachh Bharat Mission. Prime Minister Modi started Swachh Bharat Mission. That is the duty of everyone to keep the environment clean. Green Skill Development Program, Namami Gange Program, Compensatory Afforestation Fund Act, National Mission for Green India, National River Conservation Program, Conservation of Natural Resource and Ecosystem. These were some of the programs started by this particular government. Now, what is the meaning of sustainable development? We have discussed this earlier also. Development that meets the need of present generation without compromising the needs of future generation. This definition was given in 1987 report of this commission, which report was named Our Common Future, and that definition was given there. So very, very important definition. You should remember that development which meets the need of present generation without compromising the need of future generation. So that is how it is to be remembered. So what are the main features of sustainable development? Increase in per capita income. You should increase the per capita income, judicious use of natural resources, preserving the resources for future generation, and यूनाइटेड नेशन डेवलपमेंट गोल को अचीव करना. सो ये आपको, अगर एनी कंट्री विल फोकस ऑन दिस, then environment protection can be there, sustainable development can be there. Now there are 17 sustainable development goals and 169 targets which are to be achieved by 2030 as per United Nations 2030 agenda. What are those 17 sustainable development goals? I have discussed that earlier also with you, so you can remember these 17 goals are there. Just remember this, go through it once, so that if in the exam this question comes, you are in position to answer this 17 sustainable development goals. Okay, what are the measures taken by India to implement sustainable development? Now this is very important. There are two names coming, NITIE Aayog and Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. NITIE Aayog earlier was called Planning Commission. Planning Commission, when India got independence, 5-year plans used to be there, and Planning Commission was given the responsibility to make that 5-year plans and all. But after this government came in 2014, the Planning Commission name was kept NITIE Aayog. The new name, National Institute for Transforming India, was the new name of this. What is the main role of NITIE Aayog? Is of coordinating sustainable development goals. It is a task of coordinating sustainable development goal was given to NITIE Aayog. Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation is engaged in the process of building key indicators. So the process of building key indicators बनाने का जो काम दिया गया, that was given to Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. That is how it was given. And now this Swachh Bharat Mission, skill development, make in India, digital India. Since 2015, United Nations adopted sustainable development goals, and Government of India also is following the same line, and many flagship programs were announced at that time. New government in India came in 2014, and many new policies, programs were this government came out with, like Swachh Bharat Mission, Skill India, Make in India, Digital India. These were couple of initial programs of this government, and they were in line with sustainable development goals. So you need to remember chronology. When sustainable development goals were announced, declared by United Nations, adopted by United Nations, 2015. When the new government in India came, 2014. And that is how there is a linkages between these two. What are the challenges to attain sustainable development goals in India as of now? First challenge is how to define the indicator. How to define indicator which tells that, okay, we are meeting sustainable development goals or not. So suitable indicators to effectively assess, make the assessment or the progress of sustainable development goals. How we do that? The key definitions for areas like poverty, hunger, safe drinking water, that is to be done. Financing sustainable development goals. How to finance sustainable development goal? poverty alleviation is the priority since fourth 5-year plan. As I told you, planning commission was there. In fourth 5-year plan, गरीबी हटाओ start किया था इंदिरा गांधी ने. When she was prime minister, Indira Gandhi was prime minister. गरीबी हटाओ. That means since fifth 5-year plan, sorry, fourth 5-year plan, we are focusing on poverty. लेकिन अभी भी poverty कम नहीं हुई. In fact अभी और बढ़ रही है. तो as the poverty in India grows, as the population in India grows, environmental degradation is bound to grow. So we need to control population, poverty, and all these things, basically to then protect the environment. That is a worrisome fact. So from where to finance the sustainable development goals? पैसा कहां से आएगा इसको फाइनेंस करने के लिए? Government should have money. That is another problem. Monitoring the and ownership of implementation. So NITIE Aayog takes care of the monitoring, that are we doing something in this direction or not. जैसे government spends the money on Swachh Bharat mission, clean space, right? Clean India, green India, clean India, green India. Government gave a lot of funds. Now who is monitoring that whether we are doing that or not? So that progress monitoring is to be done. So that is the another challenge. And how to measure the progress, that is also another challenge, to how to basically measure this particular progress. Monitoring and the implementation progress is one thing, but measuring the progress is another thing. So these are a couple of challenges which India is facing for these particular basically sustainable development goals. Now let's come back and answer each question which I gave you in the beginning, how we are to answer these questions. So you are watching the selection module of environment. Let's answer one question, one by one question. Which of the following is not a challenge in meeting the sustainable development goal in India? Defining sustainable development goal is not a challenge. Sustainable development goals are already defined by United Nations in 2015, and there are 17 such goals. So that is not a problem. But the problem is how to measure, how to monitor, how to finance, and how to see the progress of that. These are the 4 challenges. Now let's go next question. Which of the bodies is mainly responsible for monitoring the implementation of sustainable development goal? That is NITIE Aayog. Understand? So NITIE Aayog, earlier it was planning commission. Next question is, which of the following flagship program of government of India for implementing sustainable development goal? There is a multiple MSQ, multiple select question can also be there. I mean, you can have multiple answers for that. So Swachh Bharat mission is also answer, Skill India is also answer, Make in India is also answer. ये तो शुरू में ही था जो फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम गवर्नमेंट ने स्टार्ट किए थे. इवन आत्मनिर्भर भारत इज अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट. नाउ कोविड के टाइम पे गवर्नमेंट ने स्टार्ट किया था, व्हेन माइग्रेंट वेंट टू विलेज एंड देन इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट वाज टू बी डन. India is to be brought out of recession. So वो जो आपका आत्मनिर्भर भारत है, that also is a part of this particular thing now. Which of the following bodies engaged in building the key indicator for monitoring and implementing? So indicator को बनाएगा कौन? Ministry of Statistics and Program implementation. Ministry indicators को बनाएगा. So that is the meaning of it. Which of the following are main causes of environmental degradation in India? So I will say all. Rapid growth of population, urbanization, industrialization, poverty. All these factors are the cause of environmental degradation in India. Sustainable development goal, sustainable development term was defined by Brundtland Commission. If I am in position to pronounce it properly, this was the C is the answer for that. कब अडॉप्ट किया था सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स को? 2015 when millennium development goals were time tenure was over. How many are there? There are 17 sustainable development goals. What was the earlier name of sustainable development goal? Millennium development goal was the earlier name. United Nations agenda to complete sustainable development goal is by which year? So that year is 2030. By that time we will complete sustainable development goal. I hope this is clear to you. So that is how we are going to end it up. Okay, so Shikha Gupta is repeatedly asking, sir, are you going to give geomatics or not? So the answer is no, we are not going to give you geomatics. Why? Because geomatics का जो syllabus है, as per us, is framed in very different way. That is what all I can say. It does not fit any particular branch very nicely. Neither civil engineering nor computer science engineering. तो मेरे को ये समझ नहीं आता है कि इसका जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो किसको बेनिफिट करेगा. तो till we are convinced, we will not come out with the geomatics as a topic. So to answer your question, Shikha, No, we are not coming out with geomatics. We have come out with the environment. So if you're a civil engineer, take the environment, hit really good GATE score, which you will certainly do, and get a really good career. Fine. Okay, I take and leave a few, and please revise it well. And this is a selection module of YourPedia for environment science. It's a great opportunity in environment science. Thank you.